storybooks. Today we're going to be reading Who Can Trust You, Kangaroo by Richard Hefter. This book is about Kidding Kangaroo, who doesn't know where to stop a joke. I hope you enjoy listening to Kidding Kangaroo. Who Can Trust You, Kangaroo? Written and illustrated by Richard Hefter. Who can trust you, Kangaroo? Hippo was jogging around Kangaroo's house one morning. Suddenly, he heard a cry from inside. "Help!" the voice called. "I'm stuck in here!" Hippo rushed over. "Hold on," he puffed. "I'll help you." "Push open the door," called the voice. Hippo pushed and pushed. The door flew open with a crash, and Hippo went tumbling in. Splash! A bucket of water dumped onto his head. "Ugh, woof," groaned Hippo. "I'm all wet. What happened?" "Ha ha," laughed Kangaroo. "It was just a joke, and you fell for it." "What about your call for help?" asked Hippo. "Weren't you in trouble?" "Nope," giggled Kangaroo. "I was only kidding. I just wanted to have some fun." "That's not a very nice thing to do," grumbled Hippo. "You should never call for help unless you really need it." "Ha ha, I was only kidding," laughed Kangaroo. "And it's not nice to dump water on people either," shouted Hippo as he jogged off in his wet sneakers. Splish, splash, splish, splish. Fish was riding her motorcycle past the park when she heard a shout. "Help!" cried a voice. "Help me! Hurry, help!" Fish gunned her engine. Vroom! She swerved onto the grass. "Help!" screeched a voice from behind the bushes. "Don't worry," shouted Fish. "It's Fearless Fish to the rescue." Fish zoomed around the tree, shot past the bench, and flew over the bushes. Vroom! She landed right in the pond. Sploosh! Kangaroo sat on the edge of the pond, holding his sides and giggling and laughing. "Looks like you need help, Fish," he laughed. "Ha ha!" "Was that you calling for help?" screamed Fish. "Yup," laughed Kangaroo. "But I was only kidding." "That's not a nice thing to do," yelled Fish. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself." Fish dragged her motorcycle out of the pond and sputtered off. Vroom! "It may not be nice," snickered Kangaroo, "but it sure was funny." Kangaroo left the park and started to walk down 5th Street. "Wonder what I can do next," he thought. "It sure is a quiet day." He turned the corner and walked past Hippo's house. Rabbit was next door, working on his garden. "Oh boy!" he grinned. "I've got a great joke to pull on Rabbit." Kangaroo snuck around the garage very quietly and started to pull in the garden hose. Rabbit was being busy hoeing and mowing when suddenly he heard a shout. "Help!" cried the voice. "Help me!" Rabbit dropped his hoe and rushed over to the garage. The voice seemed to be coming from inside. Rabbit pulled up the door. Splash! Water rushed out of the hose. With a whoosh, it knocked Rabbit over and soaked him. "Oh," he moaned. "Oh my, what happened?" Kangaroo was in the garage, sitting on Rabbit's workbench and aiming the hose. He was laughing and laughing. Tears ran out of his eyes. "Oh, ha, ha," he laughed. "You're the funniest thing I've seen all day. Ha, ha." "I think that it's rude and dangerous," yelled Rabbit, "and I must ask you to leave my garage this minute." "I was only kidding," laughed Kangaroo as he trotted off. Kangaroo was passing the car wash when he had another great idea. "I know," he grinned. "There's time for one more joke before supper, and I know just what it is." He looked into the car wash. It was closed for the day. Kangaroo pushed the door open and peered inside. It was dark and empty. He went in. "This will be great," he giggled. "I'll just sit here in the dark with my hand on the water switch. I can see it now. I hear folks walk by. I scream for help. They rush in. I hit the switch, and bam! They all get wet. Ha ha!" Kangaroo sat and waited. Rabbit and Hippo were talking outside of Hippo's house when Fish drove by. "We have to do something about Kangaroo," said Rabbit. "I'm awfully tired of getting soaked." "Me too," huffed Hippo. "He even got me today," yelled Fish. "He's a menace." "It's not only that," said Rabbit. "The things he does can be dangerous. Let's see if we can get him to stop," said Hippo. They started off down the street towards Kangaroo's house. They turned down 4th Street and walked past the car wash. They heard a screech from inside. "Help!" screamed the voice. "Help me!" Said Rabbit. "That voice sounds familiar." "I'll check," said Fish. She climbed up a box and peered into the window. "It's Kangaroo, all right," she said. "He's in there with his hand on the water switch." "Help!" Hippo smiled. "Come on, I have an idea," he whispered. Rabbit and Fish followed Hippo around the car wash and quietly locked the back door. They locked the front door, and then they locked all the windows and waited for Kangaroo Kangaroo kept on shouting. Pretty soon, Kangaroo got tired of shouting. "I was sure I heard someone out there," he mumbled. "Well, this is no fun. I think I'll go home." Kangaroo went to the door. He tried to open it. It was locked. "That's funny," he thought. He ran to the back door. He tried it. It was locked. "Hey!" he shouted. "What's going on?" He ran to all the windows. They were locked. Kangaroo started to pound on the doors with his fist. "Hey!" he screamed. "Help! In here! I'm stuck in here! Help me!" Kangaroo cried and wailed and shouted and banged on the door. "Help!" he screeched. "Help me!" He wailed and kicked and yelled and pounded until his voice was hoarse. Then he started to cry. "I'm stuck in here," he sobbed, "and I'll be stuck in here all night. This isn't very funny." Suddenly he heard a voice at the window. The voice said, "No, it isn't funny, is it, Kangaroo, when the joke's on you?" Okay, said Kangaroo. "Let me out." Rabbit, Hippo, and Fish unlocked the car and let Kangaroo out of the car wash. "Now you know how we feel when you play tricks on us," they said. "I hope we can trust you from now on." "Sure you can," smiled Kangaroo. "That was a pretty good trick. I'll have to try it out on someone else soon. Ha ha!" The end. I hope you enjoyed listening to Kidding Kangaroo. This book was dedicated to Jonas and Sam, my loyal subscribers and cousins. I'll see you next time on Wonder Books. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye, friends!